Okay, so it is, what is this, Wednesday night. Obviously on the screen here it says Thursday, June 9th, 2016, which probably seems weird for anybody who doesn't know what we do here, but this is Tabletop Baseball Plus. We simulate sports using cards and dice. Sometimes we use computers, but usually we try to go and keep it real simple, keep it real um, well, I don't know. Some people would say it's not simple, but we try to do this by hand, just rolling some dice and using some card sets that have been developed by the manufacturers of various games to allow us to do some sporting events. I mean, we would normally be doing this anyway, but heck, given the fact that sporting events are pretty few and far between right now, it's kind of nice that we're able to do this on on a Thursday night when normally we would have some baseball to watch. Actually, it's a Wednesday night again, but it says Thursday on the screen, so I got a little confused. So we got the San Diego Padres. So from this 2016 season, this is a real shocker. You know, you've got 21-14 record. They did not do this in real life. I think they were around 58 wins, if I recall correctly. They were last place in the NL West in 2016. And they're going to have Luis Perdomo pitching against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who started off the season extremely well in this 10-team league that we do. But they've lost 6 in a row and are 1 out of their last 10 as far as wins go. So, and it's not Sessa. I forgot to change the name. It's going to be Steven Brault as the pitcher, so that's my fault that I didn't put Brault. But trying to think if I could find another. All I can think of is Willie Galt. But but that's what the Pirates are going to try to do tonight is avoid the sweep against who should be the lowly Padres, but at the moment they find themselves in first place. We're going to go right to the game here. Got the score sheet all set up. We'll go through each of the lineups real quick. We got Travis Jankowski. He's going to lead off and play in center. And then we got Will Myers going to make the start in left field. It's going to be Brett Wallace at first base, the lefty hitter. Then Matt Kemp. I was drawing a blank there. I was going to say Jack Kemp, but that's not right. Matt Kemp in right. I think this will be his last game before he moves on to maybe the Dodgers, maybe the Braves. Might be the Braves. But anyway, doesn't matter. He'll be gone. Ryan Schimpf will be playing second, batting fifth. And then Derek Norris will be the catcher. Adam Rosales at third base. Alexei Ramirez short. And Luis Perdomo will be the pitcher. They'll be facing Steven Brault on the mound for the Pirates. I believe this is his first start of the season, the southpaw. Going up against Perdomo, the Pirates will send Gregory Polanco. He'll be the leadoff hitter, and Starling Marte. So Polanco in right, Marte in left. Then Andrew McCutchen, better known as Kutch, in center. John Jaso will play at first base and bat in the cleanup role. And then David Freese, third base. Adam Frazier, second. Francisco Cervelli behind the plate. Jordy Mercer, short. And Brault on the mound, as we said. But he's going to start on the mound against Jankowski and the Padres. Padres looking for the sweep here at PNC Park. Good conditions today. It's a day game. The ballpark metrics will be 13s on the ballpark singles. So what that means is when we roll the D20, if it's 1 to 13, it's a single. If it's 14 to 20, it is a line out. For the home runs, which a ballpark home run is, so for the lefty it'll be 1 to 11, righty 1 to 5. So if it's above that top number, and it's a fly out. But we're doing super advanced rules, so we do the potential robbing, and we'll if we encounter that, we will. If we don't, then that's fine too. Okay, Travis Jankowski. Getting ready to lead this Game 3, looking to salvage one. Stephen Brault and the Pittsburgh Pirates on a 6-6. That will be a no, it will be a walk from the left. My mistake there, right off the bat. I'm already reading the wrong side. That is a walk for Jankowski, and a not so great start there for Brault. Will Myers, Jankowski. Let's see. So let's take a look here. Brault's a +6, and Norris a +1. So Brault is going to be really bad. Not Norris. Sorry, Cervelli again. Cervelli's +1 as well. So Brault and Cervelli, this battery is really not. It's the worst it can be as far as holding a runner. +5. So Jankowski's definitely going to try to get a lead here. Might even try to steal anyway. So let's just see if he can get a lead. So 2 through 6 on the addition of the colored dice, or 11 or 12 will also get it for Jankowski. And it's a 3, so he does take off, gets a good lead, and because we add, so you can add 5 for the hold, and then you subtract another 2 because of they are holding him after all. That gets us to, it would be 1 to 20. You can't have that. 1 to 19 is the highest you can have. So as long as it's not a 20, oh boy, and it's a 3. So that's a stolen base and a potential error on Cervelli. The throwing error is a 1 to 8, and it's a 4, so he also throws it into center field, and Jankowski gets to move up to third base, and so already a runner at third, nobody out for the Padres. So Myers still up. 4-6 righty. Oh, another bad roll here. A 1 would be a double. It's a 3, so that's a single, but it's going to score Jankowski, and not sure if that would be an earned run or not. Probably assume not at this point, but that'll be a 1-0 Padres as Jankowski eases his way home. Myers at first. Myers could potentially steal as well, but we're going to, well, let's see. If he gets a good lead, we will. If not, we may just keep him there. I feel like it does him. Well, he's going to take off, and that's also a 1 to 19. So kind of unfair here for Brault, but he just is not good at holding, and the low rolls came up for these guys. So runner at second, nobody out. Brett Wallace up. 2-6, and he's hit by a pitch. First 3 guys reach for the Padres. This is the kind of luck they've had. You know, they just seem to catch every break. And first and second, nobody out, and a potential balk. So it would be a potential balk here. Brault has 0 on the balk rating, so 3-6, and that's a single. Kemp drives in Myers, 2-0. To third goes Wallace. And we're going to be in trouble with Brault here. He might be, I mean, his card is really not good. What's his ERA? 4.86, not great. 0-3. 7 starts, but, you know, he's going to run into just not having his stuff here if he doesn't watch it. First and third, nobody out. They're going to play corners in. They're going to try to cut the run off if it goes to either first or third. And they might just let that run score and get the double play and try to get a couple outs here with Schimpf at the plate. Of course, Schimpf is a strikeout machine. There's 3-9. That's a strikeout, so there you go. So there's 1 out. Derek Norris. 4-5 righty. Fly ball to center field. That's going to be deep enough to score. That'll be a sacrifice fly. Wallace comes in to score. RBI for Norris. 3-0. And now Rosales with Kemp at first. We subjected the Pirates to enough stolen bases here. 6-6. This time against a righty is a strikeout to end the inning. But the first 4 reach, and that's 3 runs On only 2 hits, an error. And that will be 3 earned runs. So anyway, bottom of the first, 3-0. A tough hole to dig out of for the Pirates. But that's why you play the games. You never know. Telling somebody recently, I can't remember the last time I had a comeback. Just doesn't happen very often. Here's Polanco, 4-9. That's a grounder to shortstop. Actually, no, 4-9 on the lefty is a strikeout. Get a little quick there. So he strikes him out, 1 out. Starling Marte, 2-7. He's batting from the right. That will be a grounder to short. So that's going to be Ramirez throwing to first in time. McCutcheon, 3-9, and he strikes out. That is a 1-2-3 inning for Perdomo. 1-0 going to the second. Hey, Tribe fan. Good to see you. Good to see anybody and everybody hanging out here, watching some baseball. So far, kind of looks like the start to a massacre, but we'll see. It's going to be Alexei Ramirez, 8-hitter, leading off 2-6 against the lefty. That's a fly ball to center, and now it's 4 outs in a row for Brault. Maybe he's turned the corner here. Perdomo, 1-5 is a strikeout. 2 down, top of the order. Jankowski drew a walk, and then Stoll reached third on the air and scored on the single by Myers, 4-4. Lefty grounded to third base. That'll be Freeze, 4 range. 4-11, he will get to it. His E19 and an 8. He does make the play, and so there's a 1-2-3 inning for Brault. Going to the bottom of the second, still 3-0. Padres on top. Philip Reynolds, good evening. Kind of hoping to see the Pirates. Need to see the Pirates put up a fight here. You know what I mean? They've lost 6 in a row, and they started out so well, and they've just been. I mean, I think their starting pitching has kind of like faltered, and as you can see in the first inning, they're giving up 3 runs. Doesn't help. But they need a guy like Jaso to come around here and start putting in some stuff. But that's a strikeout, so that's the 3rd strikeout for Perdomo. Most of them on the hitter card. So 1 away. David Freese. 5-4 righty. It's going to be a fly ball to center field. Jankowski, a 2-2, so it's probably that's going to be in his range, and he will make the grab on the 9-some. So fly out to center, 2 away. It's going to be Adam Frazier. 5-5 lefty. That's a fly ball left, and that's 6 up, 6 down for Perdomo. I don't know why I'm doing that. Stuck in my head. Will Myers, RBI in the first. 4-4 righty, ground to third base. So that'll be Freeze again. Range 4, 6. That is going to be a single. So, and then the E19 and 10, no error, but he's going to reach. That'll be 2 for 2 for Will Myers. And try the old hit and run with Brett Wallace or Holden Myers. Let's make him a C hit and run. Let's give him a shot. Oh, well, potential wild pitch for Brault, 1-5. And it's a 4, so no need to even worry about trying to get second by hook or by crook. So Myers reaches second on the wild pitch. 2-7, that's a strikeout. Gets Brett Wallace. Now Matt Kemp. 1-9, that's a strikeout. So 2 in a row now for Brault. That's his 4th of the evening. Actually, yeah, 5th of the evening. And now Schimpf. Also good for a strikeout. So he strikes out the side after throwing one in the dirt. So still 3-0. Heading to the bottom of the frame. And it'll be the bottom of the order. It'll be Cervelli, Mercer, and Brault for the Bucks. 5-6 righties, another strikeout. Got some 5-6s so far. Jordy Mercer, 6-7, goes flying. I won't have that problem much longer. 6-7 righty, draws a walk. Mercer, so let's see, Perdomo and Norris, that's a +2, so basically the same as your first rating, 1-13, not really much of a steal situation. So Brault with the, because they're going to play with the corners in here, it makes him bunting E. E8, I believe that is a 1-2 count, which means that he has bunted it foul at least twice, or racked up a count of 1-2, and now a 10, which is going to be bad. That means that the lead runner is going to be thrown out by, I believe that's the catcher. So the catcher takes an aggressive opportunity here and does throw the lead runner out. And Brault being a lefty means that it's going to be to the shortstop. Also, second baseman will be covering first. So that'll be a fielder's choice. Brault ends up at first. And it means Polanco comes up with 1 on and 2 down. 1 on first. 6-7. Again, that is a grounder to second base, and that will be thrown to first. As Schimpf retires the side. Through 3, it's 3-0. B-Dems. Brandon, Sean. We've got a quorum here, I think, maybe. Or at least close enough for government work. But the Buckaroonies need to get their Buckaroonies together because they're falling woefully short. 2-7 is a strikeout for Derek Norris. 1 down. That's Brault's. Let's see, that's his 7th strikeout, looks like. Yeah. Rough first inning. Now there's a walk. Doesn't want to be giving up too many free passes here. That already hurt him in the first inning. So Rosales. What else? Let's see. Do we want to try and... Yeah, we'll try and get him a lead here. Needs a 4 on the sum. Gets a 5 on the sum, so he's going to hold put. It'd be a 1-11. So maybe we'll try doing it with 2 outs. Well, no, not with the pitcher up. You don't want to leave the pitcher leading off. 6-11 righty. Grounder back to the pitcher. Brault, he's a 3, E44. You know what that means. It means he's going to do well to avoid an error. And it's a 5 on 3, which is going to be, the runner will advance either way. Just wants to make the out here. So E44 and a 14. Hey, and he makes the play here. Look here, you can see 40. E44, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but 14 is okay. And then it goes, and 15 is okay, but then 16 and 17 are bugaboos. So he does make the play, 1-3. Rosales does slide up there to second without a throw. But now it's going to be Perdomo Wants a hitter's card roll here. And doesn't get it. 4-7 righty. Grounded to second. It's going to be Adam Frazier for E44. Fortunately, a second base 44 is better than a pitcher 44, but let's see if they hold Rosales. We're not going to worry about that at this point. They're not holding anybody with the pitcher up. So this is a 4 and a 17. That's good. That means he's going to get to the ball. Can he make the play to first? That is a 10 on an E44, and he does make the play. The other nice thing about the 17 is even if I should raise him to a 5, it's still an out. So, all right, no runs, no hits. Brawl. I know I've talked to Sean a little bit, and he says this guy does not do well for him. Well, he had a bad first inning, which is pretty much putting the Pirates in the predicament they're in. They really need this part of the order to start doing something. Here's Marte. 2-5, and he's going to pop out into shallow left. It'll be Myers hauling it in, and that's not the way to do it. They're going to funk. 6-8 for McCutchen. Well, that's good. That is a good roll for the Pirates. So that's a 1-5 triple for McCutchen. Otherwise, a double. It's a 12, so he will get a 2-bagger. Brings up Jaso. Can't remember the last time this guy got into one. 2-7. Yeah, fly ball to center. It was going to fall short of the track. Be caught by Jankowski. So now David Freeze. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. 2-7. That's a grounder to short, and that's going to be it as Ramirez finishes them off here in the fourth. No runs, a hit. They just leave him stranded at second. Hopefully I don't get flagged for singing Jay Giles Band. If I was going to get flagged for anything, it'd be nice to actually get flagged for something of quality. I kind of like Jay Giles Band, though. I have to admit. I'm bagging on him, but you know, it's the music of my youth. Yeah. At least it wasn't centerfold. That one's a little more poppy than freeze frame, I think. Of course, what was the one they did? Was it Love Stinks? I think they did Love Stinks too. But Jankowski, top of the fifth. 5-8 lefty, grounder to second, so it's going to be Frazier tested again. Bad infield tonight, really. They don't really have anything to write mother about, but he gets to it, and that's a 13 on the E44, and he still makes the play. Adam Frazier with the diving stop. Gets it to first in time, beats the speedy Jankowski. Will Myers, 1 out, 1-6. It's a fly ball to center, and that'll be McCutchen shagging some flies out there. And now Brett Wallace, 6-8 lefty. That'll be a single if it's under 16 here, and it's a 7. So Wallace will make it 1 for 2. He scored in that first inning. So 3-0 Wallace. We're not going to check him for steal. It's pretty much a... and here's it's going to be first and third at the very least, unless it's a 1. Matt Kemp is going to single. So more trouble for Brault. Looked like he was, so what is he, 5? So another hit or walk, and he's in trouble and being tired. So let's see. Probably need to start thinking about some juice here for the bullpen. Start getting the old pen squeaking around there. Who you gonna call? I don't know. Juan Nicasio. He might have to be the guy to come in to do a little long relief here. So Schimpf with Kemp at first, Wallace at third, 90 feet away. 2 outs. Nothing on the D20. And Schimpf, 6-7 lefty, is a single. Crud. Brault hung in there for a long time, but now, I don't know, he's tired. We're going to try and give him one more hitter. If we end up on a dot, oh, and here comes the old wild pitch. This goes to the 1-5 again. Okay. I'm going to say, what's up with this D20? 4-7 righty. Grounder to second. Can Frazier get one more? 11. We're going to say that's good. As long, and there's the 13 again, so he does make the play. 1 run, 3 hits. And, yeah. Let me see something. Schimpf. Not worrying about that. They're ahead 4-0. I'm not sweating anything. Yeah, but Nicasio is going to have to come in next inning. That's pretty much the ball game for Brault. He did okay. Kind of like got unsettled right off the bat with his veteran catcher throwing one out into the outfield on the stolen base by Jankowski, and took him a few batters to kind of like get himself back to being situated on the mound, feeling confident in himself. So what do we got here? Looking at the comments real quick. Yeah, I'll check them out later. Let's get Frazier going. Been tested at second tonight. 4-8 lefty. There's a single. So what am I not sweating? I'm not sweating the fact that Schimpf was at first, and if I hold him, then maybe Frazier becomes a 5, and maybe that becomes a hit. But right now, the Padres do not need any help. This is a 1-7, but he's weak. Cervelli is a weak home run guy. So this is a 1-7 single, 2-star. Or a double. Well, at least they get that benefit. It is a double for Cervelli. And we're going to hold up Frazier at third because they need runs. They don't need run. Mercer, second and third, nobody out. Three, 8. That's a grounder to shortstop A. They're playing back, so second and third, ground ball A. If the second are short, and the 3-8, we said it was the short, so the runner will score. The runner at second, it says runners advance one base, so they both go. They're going to take the sure out. 4-1. And it's going to bring up Brault's spot, which he is done for the night. 5 innings pitched. And they've got Lumber on the bench here. They've got Josh Harrison. They've got Sean Rodriguez, Jung Ho Gong, Matt Joyce. I'm going to go with Matty Joyce first. Lefty-righty matchup with a runner from 90 feet away. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, 4-1. And Perdomo going to face Matt Joyce, the lefty. 3-5. There's a ground ball to second base A again. Since they're not going to play, if we said they played infield in, that's actually a single. So we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they were not playing in. That is a run scored because it's going to middle infield on a ground ball A with them not playing in. So 4-2. So a little bit of I guess if you will, small ball there. So here is Polanco with outs. 2-9 against a righty, and he strikes out. So they do cut it in half. But going to the 6th with Nicasio on the mound. Padres still playing out of their minds, man. What's up with that? That's one of the biggest trouble teams I have right now in this. I have the Padres. I have the Yankees down a bunch, but they're actually starting to streak. So, all right. So it's not going to be Norris. It's going to be Rosales. First hit against Nicasio. The righty against a righty. 4-6. Strikes him out. So with one away, it'll be Alexei Ramirez 0-2. 5-8. Good chance for it to be 1-3 with a 1-14. And it's in there. So it's going to drop in front of the outfielders. Perdomo. He's pitching all right. I think he's going to go ahead and he's going to come up and bunt. Try to bunt. He is an E with the... Now there's the bad again, so that's going to be a... so 6 is the third baseman. That's going to be a 5-6. Fielder's choice. 2 outs. Runner at first. Be Perdomo. Jankowski. 1-8 against a righty. Strikes him out. So that's the inning. No runs, a hit. 1 stranded. RJL at 5-18. Gonna root for the Pirates in the game since they are home. You should root for them only because they're losing to a team that should be losing. I don't know what it is, but for some reason this set gets the Padres just about right. I don't know if it's the way I'm managing them or if it's just the Pirates are underperforming, but Pirates, the way it's looking, they're going to get swept. And I don't know what's up with that. All right. Marte. 2-2. Now that's going to be a fly ball out to Kemp. And he's going to flag it down. McCutchen. 5-6 righty. Strikes him out. This is Perdomo's weakness inning. Guess what? He ain't hitting any weakness with the way these guys are swinging the bat. Jaso. 6-7 lefty, and there's a grounder to second. So that'll be Schimpf over to Wallace. 1-2-3 inning, and we're through 2/3 of the ball game. 4-2. The former home of the Chargers on top. Yeah, let's. I think we'll stick with Nicasio. He hasn't pitched a ton. Try and let the other relievers take a little respite for a couple innings. 4-8 righty. That's a walk. Well, so much for the respite. They're going to have to get somebody warming up here. Let's go Neftali Felice. Decent closer, but it's going to be a middle reliever here tonight. Let's see. -3 for Nicasio, +1 for Cervelli. So that makes Myers a 1-15 if he gets the good lead. Nobody out. Oh, well, there's a 2, so that means potential balk. What that means is Nicasio doesn't have a balk rating, so no balk, but that means Myers cannot get the good lead. So Wallace, 3-10, and that's going to be trouble potentially. 1-13. Get the lead runner if it's 14 or up. It's 11. So there is a single, 1 base advance. Myers ends up at second. And the Pirates are going to have to go to the bullpen now. So Felice is going to come in and try and bring in the extinguisher. Got a little dry chemical ready to apply. Try and get this thing out. 1.0 for Nicasio. Probably shouldn't have even started the inning with him. So it'll be Kemp facing Neftali Feliz. Again, 4-2. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. 5-10 righty. Strikes him out. Wow, that's a great roll for the Pirates because that 5 column, especially with the high numbers, looks pretty plum junky for Felice. Hopefully you guys aren't having any issues with the frame rates. I see that I have dropped a few throughout the broadcast. Now here's Schimpf. 3-9, and he hits him with a pitch, so that's going to load him up. And that's going to bring up Derek Norris with the bases loaded. They're going to have to play with the infield in now. Getting too late to be giving up chump runs. And so what they really want is a 2 or 3 with some of those middle numbers. A 2 with the middle numbers would be really good for him. 5-4 righty, catcher X. That doesn't necessarily help much. Cervelli's a 3. Need a high. Would like one of these rolls. It's just a foul out. 18. Well, that would be G3, which is going to score a run probably, I think, but we have to check and see. 18 would be G3 as long as there's no error. 7 on the E4. I think that'll be fine. But now let's take a look at the reading. G3, infield in, bases loaded. Leader. Okay, so they get the lead runner, right? Batters saved, lead runners out. So that's actually a good thing they played in. So we're going to say that's a U2. He's just going to dive for the plate, and he tags the plate before the runner gets there. So that's a fielder's choice. Surprised he didn't get hurt. He seems to get hurt every game. And we could actually just say that he got hurt diving. Got hurt flushing the toilet earlier. So anyway, that's the second out on the where the streets have no name, the U2. So here, base is loaded, and now you get a 1-13 wild pitch. 2 outs. 14. Hey, he gets lucky there. Wow. Charmed life for Neftali Felice. Now he's just got to get this roll to come out the way he wants. 6-11. Fly ball to right field. Who's out there? Polanco. Not bad. He should get to it. Oh, and it's a 2. No. What the? That's a single. That's going to score a couple. I feel like I'm pulling my heart out with this game. I'm not even a Pirates fan. I'm just like, what the? I guess I should check the error. There's a 14. That'll probably be an error. Let's see. Where are you? He's an E8. E8 and 14. No error. But it's now 6-2. What a crock. What a game, really. I mean, it's fine. That's baseball for you. It's when you get results in a row, there is your final out. 4-3. When you get results that are unexpected, that's something you should look forward to in baseball, because that's the fun of sports, right? I mean, good grief. 7 come to the plate. I'm over here complaining. I'm getting funny results, and that's not a big deal. You want to have fun. You want to have fun. Fun is the unexpected. We still have time. Perdomo can still do his share of imploding, but I don't know. Freeze, 3-8. Well, he's going to draw a walk, so that's a start. Wouldn't you say? Got to start somewhere. Adam Frazier. Gonna have to bring in Josh Harrison at some point. He was getting the day off because he rolled rest, which was really unfortunate. But we'll probably bring him in as a pinch hitter, especially if they can get a couple guys on. So here's Frazier, runner at first. Could hit and run. Of course, then we almost certainly end up with Freeze having to steal, which is not your favorite. No, that was a 3. That wouldn't be 4-3 lefty. 4-3 lefty is, but he's not normal power. Weak power, so that's a shame. But because he'd have a 1-11, so he does have a 1-11 single 2-star, and it's a 17, so that will be a fly out to right, and the everything goes right for San Diego and nothing goes right for Pittsburgh is in full effect tonight. Here is Cervelli. One away, runner at first, 4-5, righty strikes him out. Luis Perdomo. So now Jordy Mercer. Another 4-4 catcher X. Maybe there's a passed ball in here or something. Let's see. It's Norris, a 2, and a 4 is, well, it'd be a wild pitch. So we don't have to check anything on that either. No error, but that will be a wild pitch. Gets Freeze to second. Mercer still at the plate. Now here we got a potential passed ball on Norris. He's rated 3, so it's a 12, so no passed ball. But Mercer, but a 3-8, a grounder to shortstop, and that will retire the side as Ramirez gets it. So cruel game, man. Cruel game sometimes. I don't know. We're gonna give that. We're gonna give that to Perdomo and just say he's done. Yeah, let's get Brad Hand warming up. Go Brad Hand and then Brandon Marr. That's how the Padres will finish it out, even though it's not a save situation. Felice, he's a one-inning guy. He's not going to be going here. Let's do Jared Hughes. Actually, no, it's not. Their bullpen is really pretty ugly right now. So it will be Hughes. Felice, he got all 3 of the outs in the 7th, so, and that will be it for Perdomo. He's the first one to hit, so let's see who's going to pinch hit for him against a righty. We're going to call on Alex Dickerson. Been starting a lot of games, but getting the night off aside from the pinch hit appearance here. Pinch hitting in the 8th, Alex Dickerson. 4-5 lefty, and that's going to be a potential home run. Jared Hughes' card on that left side is ugly. And there's a 1, it's gone. 7-2, and the fans are leaving for the exits at PNC Park as pinch hit homer for Alex Dickerson. 2-5, that's a single. Let's just say Pittsburgh's going to get Tony Watson going because they're going to get their only decent option out of the bullpen to try and put this fire out at some point here. So Jankowski, he's not going to try to steal here. Will Myers, 3-10. Fly ball to right. That'll be caught. by Polanco, 1 out. 1 run home already. Brett Wallace, 6'8", lefty. That's a grounded to first base. He's going to throw to short. And Mercer does get the bag just in time to beat Jankowski, but they're not going to get the relay. So Wallace does beat it out. Brings up Matt Kemp. Runner at first, 2 away. 2-6. And this one is pounded. And this one is gone. Home run on the 2-6 split. 1-15 chance for the homer. And Matt Kemp goes deep. 2-run bomb. I believe that's 9. 9-2. And that's going to be pretty much all she wrote here, I believe. 3 in this inning. 6 is 9. They're going to let Hughes finish this inning out. Schimpf, 410 lefty. Ballpark single. Come on, 20. That's a 12. That's a single. Got the pitcher coming up and don't really want to deal with a double switch right now. So here's Norris. 2-4 strikes him out. So that's the way we want to end it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 2. 3 runs in the 8th. San Diego. The Bash Brothers, or whatever you want to call it. They're somehow they found their way to Petco Park. All right, Brad Hand going to come in and hold this. Try and set up a finish here for Mauer, who hasn't pitched a whole lot. It just seems like they skunk everybody. The Bucks stop here. The Bucks, they've been stopping for a while. They're playing baseball like they're, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have, at the moment, I don't have any clever euphemisms. So, 10 o'clock is starting to get kind of towards my nighty-night time, so I'm losing a little bit of focus. But I'm still here. Still here. They're going to need a pinch hitter for Hughes, who goes one really unspectacular inning. Against lefty Brad Hand. Let's call on Sean Rodriguez. We'll keep Harrison in case they need a good bat in a good situation. So, Sean Rodriguez. What's he got for an OBP there? 349. That's pretty good. That's a guy you probably want leading off. In the 8th, when you need some runs, let's see, what do we got for Harrison? 311. Yeah, we're going to hold on to him a little longer. So Sean Rodriguez, and his left-hand side is pretty good here against Brad Hand. I think he's with the Indians now. 1-7. That is a Pittsburgh roll right there, guys. That is one Pittsburgh roll right there. That one column is Rodriguez's friend, except for that 7. Look at that 7. You can't see it because it's so blurry, but I think you can figure it out. Polanco, lefty. But a 2-5, he'll get the single. So we're going to give him second on defensive indifference. We got to give them a little bit of help here. Hand isn't going to care. He's a +5 hold anyway. They're not going to throw down. They're not going to risk an error. Marte, 6-12. We got all the big rolls coming out tonight. That's a fly ball to Myers. He's a 4 range, so if there's a time to get a low number for Pittsburgh, it's right now, and it's a 13. I think that does get him a... No, it doesn't. It's a 4. I think a 5 would be a single. 13 is an F1, so the runner will advance. But with 2 outs, that's like. So let's see. He's an E6, and that's an 8. He's gonna make the play. Does get to move up. Polanco does, but if McCutchen doesn't do something here, it ain't gonna matter. 2-10, fly ball to right, and it's gonna be caught out there by Kemp. And the San Diego Yankees are 150 outs away from winning the World Series or something like that. No. More like probably 3,000 outs, but no. I'm basking in the glow of a team that is just, it seems like so unrealistic for them to be like playing like this. They have a bunch of scrubby players who somehow get the roles. All right, so it's going to be it'll be elementary here in the 9th for Pittsburgh. Is going to go to Tony Watson, lefty closer. Got to try and get him some action. He hasn't been doing anything. Strikes out Rosales for 1. Alexei 3-3 is a single. Gonna pinch hit. Solardi getting the night off. Gonna get a pinch hit appearance in the 9th. He's like, why? I was taking a nice nap. And he lines it to first like he wants to get back to his nap real quick. Go take a snooze there. You nervous? So, Jankowski. 1-7, that's a fly ball to center. McCutchen grabs it. No runs, a hit. Bottom of the 9th. I know I've seen pleasant tonight. I know I've seen really pleasant. I'm in a pretty decent mood. I'm going to get Mauer. More, Mauer, more. I don't know. Like, take your pick. Whatever you want to call him. Brandon. How about Brandon? Looks like Moorer to me, but I've heard people call him Mauer. Of course, there's a Joe Mauer. I don't know. I'm going to put the 1.0 for Watson because he's not pitching anymore. 1.0 for Hand. More. I think it's more. I'm going to say more. Righty against Jaso. Lefty 6-6 strikes him out. 1 out. Jung Ho Gong. I'm going to give him a bat here. Let's see. Where's Freeze? Freeze. 352 on base. 354. Wow. I was thinking it would be a pretty good jump. And then I saw Freeze was a 352 on base guy. I'm like, whoa. I shouldn't have taken him out. And then I looked at Gong and it's like 354. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I was right. $2.9 plus an injury. Strikeout. And Freeze gets the double. Oh. 9. What's 9 injury? 1. There's no injury there. I'm cutting them in half. I've been cutting them in half from here for the last several games. So here is not going to be Frazier. Let's get Harrison out. 2 outs. Getting a little loopy here. Is he going to strike out the side? 311. Ballpark single. 1 to 13. You know the drill. Oh, it's a single. So you're telling me there's a chance. He's going to take second on indifference. Nobody cares. They're just like, I'm trying to get home sometime this afternoon on a flight. Cervelli 2-6. Well, 1 to 3 homer. That's going to maybe help the betting line, but 1 to 3. 7, nope. Going to be caught. Going to die short of the fence. That is it. 9 to 2 is your final. Let me see. I got to get my... Imagine a broom in my hand. That's a sweep. I used to be on a Phillies message board that we had the good old sweep gif out that would come up every time we swept somebody, and then they'd go and put it on other people's boards and really tick them off. So, sorry to tick off you Pirates fans, but that's, Will Myers in the Pittsburgh pile. That shows you how focused I was. Oh, Brett Wallace in the Pittsburgh pile. That's not working out. Matt Kemp. Oh. Put the whole stupid team over there. That was pretty dumb. All right, Solardi. Hand. Alex Dickerson. Homered. 10 homers. So that means 3. There's one of them in this project. Let me see. Does he have any homers yet? If he's got 4 homers, I'm going to yell foul. What do we got? Team stats. Primary. Where are you there, Dickerson? That's his second homer of 3.333 in this 1/3 length season. So he's on a good pace. He is, and he's going to play most of the rest of the season. So he is doing well. Padres are doing well right now, guys. Padres are up and at 'em all over the place. Kicking you know what and taking names. All the euphemisms that everybody loves so much. Getting drubbed. Anyway, that's fine. Hey, it's kind of the reason the Padres play in a dang tough division. You got even the Giants back in 2016 were at least probably serviceable. You got the Dodgers. Rockies can hit a lot. Arizona's pretty good when that was back when they had Goldschmidt and others. I don't know. Was that the year they had Greinke? They might have had Greinke. So, that's kind of the reason. Oh, man. This coloring on this is always so... One moment. Now it's upside down. It's for all you people down under. Still look red. I mean, it's warm down here, but I'm not. Maybe it's just a light. There we go. Yeah. No, I mean, part of the reason I wanted to run projects like this was because of the idea that in baseball, there's usually a team or two that kind of gets the short end of the stick. And, I always thought it was like the NL Central. Like, so you have these Pirates, some of those years with the NL Central, you had the Astros, the Cardinals, the Cubs, maybe the Reds in some of those years were serviceable. And then you get the Pirates were pretty good in there. So someone's going to get left out when you have only some. So I always felt like this kind of a league was a nice way to give teams a different landscape in order to perform. And some would perform well, some would not perform well. What I'm finding is there seems to be some DH effect in the negative way in this. So without having a DH, it means that a part of the offense is not there that you would normally get. This is bothering me here. Hang on. Part of the offense that you would normally get isn't there anymore. And then not to mention, then you have the pitching also having that factored in. So you're also giving up probably a run extra in your pitching a game, and you're not getting the extra run because Toronto, for instance, is sitting Encarnacion probably half his games just because. I mean, do you play Smoke? Do you play Encarnacion? I play Encarnacion as much as I can, but if he gets, I don't know, I feel bad that where does Smoke go? So it's like you just have these decisions that it really gets. I feel like probably using the DH, but then the DH could potentially hurt the National League because then they're being forced to use a bench player as a regular player who doesn't really do that. So it's a little awkward, and it's one of the flaws of these types of projects that just probably will always be around until the two leagues harmonize, which they're probably going to have to do this year if they get any baseball in, if they're not pig-headed enough, the owners mostly, to let this opportunity slip. Let's take a look at the chat here. Did I order a dice tower? It will be here tomorrow. Got to the post office at 10 o'clock today. And the drivers must have been out. I'm blaming it on Tabletop Earl. I knew he called in a favor to make sure that wouldn't come today. Dang it. Just kidding. Is he here? John West. I was going to say, if that's Joe West, that's a problem. No, I'm kidding. Touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Yeah, well, that's what they needed, but unfortunately, Big Ben didn't come to the game. Larry to Shimp to Mo. Actually, it's more like this. It's Shemp, by the way, but that's okay. Then I don't know. Has there ever been a Curly in baseball? There was a Curly Lambeau, I think, in football, but I don't know. You need somebody to have an afro or some kind of one of those real permy haircuts, and just call him Curly now. It says we don't have any viewers right now, so I guess I went on my soliloquy. And so, yeah, I don't know. Let me come in the chat. Sometimes my program doesn't do it justice. Oh, Brandon. Whoa. Brandon's here. Oh, it says 12 here. It says 0 up there. What's the deal? No, kidding. No, what's the deal? Yeah, so it's Wednesday night. Hopefully everybody is starting to see the back end of their week. Curly W. Yeah, they could. Yeah, so that would be the way, is you get the curly little stylized Washington Nationals W. So fair enough, baseball demos. What was that? Oh, my computer is all of a sudden deciding to let a bunch of notifications through. trying to figure out a way to make it look natural that I'm looking at the screen, because I feel like I'm... Yeah, come on, why are you bringing up all these stupid notifications now? I don't care. I don't care that Windows Defender thinks I'm a loser. And if he does, just tell him that he's right. So, yeah, okay. Getting my bearings straight here. This was game 179. It should be 180, but we had a rain out. So I think that's Baltimore and maybe the Padres. Nah, it's Baltimore and Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh is, they're the one team. Well, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, they each are lacking a game. So if they had played that game, we'd be at 180, which would mean 90 left. Said it's 91 right now. So that's through 12 series of 18. That's the 2/3 mark. 2/3. Yeah. 270, 180. Sorry, my math brain is starting to think about the square footage in my bed and how much room I can claim for myself in there. That's better. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Curly Neal. Trying real hard. Maybe one of the draftees from the entry draft today was the prospect draft. Maybe his name was Curly. That'd be nice. I'm sure there has to be a Curly somewhere in baseball history. Like, even if it's the minors or the Negro Leagues or who knows, somewhere in all of time. I mean, if Fidel Castro had a chance in the minors, then there must be a guy named Curly, or nicknamed Curly, who did. So, but probably if you go to the Baseball Cube or Baseball Ref, you will not find one. All right, seeing a lot of hockey being played out here, and makes me pine for hockey a little bit, but I don't know. I'm on this momentum streak with the Curly Ogden in the 20s, George Bullard in 54. That was a nickname. All right, well, if either of them played, let's see. What do we need? Well, I mean, Schimpf is not, I think we can find the Larry who's at one of the, either at, we had Larry Boa, shortstop. So we need Curly Ogden or George Bullard to be a second baseman, and then we could have Mo Vaughn, although that Mo is not spelled quite the same. But I guess beggars at this point can't be choosers. But I was saying I have momentum with baseball. I want to be able to wipe something off, check it off again. It feels nice to sort of like start to free up the queue. But of course, I still have football and all sorts of other stuff going on. Golf. I need to play another golf tournament one of these days. So, But anyhow, so right now, let's do this. Let's do this once I sort this. Just a second. I got to sort something out. That might be better. Although it doesn't look good right now. It'll look better here in just a second. All right, let's just take a quick peek here. League standings. I guess I can't blow it up any more than that. New York Mets on top of the standings, 23-12. 657 clip. Oh, you know what? I this does not have my most recent games. So Mets are actually 24-12. So I think that's 667. You got the Padres now 22-14, so they're what, a game and a half behind, right? I think that's right. A game and a half behind. Then the Marlins, they've been kind of stinking it up now. I think they're up to date there on the screen. So that's 21-15. 2.5 back. Toronto, they beat the Tigers, so that's 19-17. Baltimore, that's correct at 35 because they're short the rain out. 17-18. Pittsburgh, they're now 16-19 and falling. Hopefully they get that turnaround here pretty soon. Detroit, 16-20. Believe that's correct. Should be right. 36 games, right? 16-20. 16-20 for Oakland as well. The Yankees, 15-21. That adds up to 36. And then the Angels, they are. See, they lost to the Mets, so they are 13-23. And I've toyed with the idea of potentially doing some things like trying to implement an opener in this year, which they weren't using it back regularly in this season, but you know, it's a tempting thing because what I would really need is for Los Angeles to be playing like Oakland or something, so I would feel better about that. Let's get league leaders here. Batting average, Mike Trout at a 406 right now. So he is doing pretty well from the plate for average. Let's see, he's also leading in hits. Runs scored. He's second in runs batted in, and he is not anywhere near the top of the home runs, which isn't surprising because he's probably a little more of a doubles hitter anyway, but he's also, he's not on the doubles list either, which is, he does have 3 triples, but it's also that's a tough place to hit deep balls out of. You see nobody from the Angels are in the top 10 for homers. Chris Davis, I was just telling somebody recently that part of the issue with the majors and some of the lacking of the small ball is that there's too many Chris Davises in the league. Gosh, there's just too many Chris Davises, and I put the K and the C because they're both in this league, and they're both the same type of all or nothing kind of guys. But Chris Davis has 13 homers. The other Chris Davis has 10, and you got Edwin Encarnacion with 12, Cabrera with 11. So for anybody thinking that maybe I'm not using Encarnacion enough, he is up near the top of the home runs. He's also third in runs batted in. So, but yeah, for batting average, you also have Asdrubal Cabrera up there at 382, 364 for Josh Reddick, JT Realmuto for the Marlins at 357. Let's look at the pitching stats. Jose Fernandez and Noah Syndergaard both with 5 wins. Tillman with 4. Syndergaard with 100. Well, he's batting 1,000 as far as winning percentage goes. ERA, he's at 168. DeGrom, 179. The Mets front end pitching staff doing excellent. Then you've got Tillman at 241, Fernandez 280, Sabathia 292. So Sabathia leading the staff in ERA, doing a pretty admirable job. You got Tanaka at 371 right there as well. And you got Sanchez and Happ for Toronto, or 6 or 7. Let's see. What do we got for saves? We got Zach Britton and Roberto Ozuna with 11 saves each. AJ Ramos for the Marlins with 10. Shutout each for Fernandez, Syndergaard, and Jameson Taillon. So I think that's enough stats for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down because it's getting kind of late. And at least for me, for a lot of you guys, I see these streams and stuff that are going on until like 1 in the morning. I'm like, I don't know where you guys can get it from, but me, I'm kind of, I'm losing it about an hour ago. But anyway, thank you guys for, and gals, if you're out there, for patronizing the channel, for checking us out. Angels closer leads the league in losses, and I mean that's part of the issue with doing a league like this is you've got to use guys who aren't very good. You know, I'm trying to play it straight up. So, you know, when you get to a guy like Houston Street who just did not have a very good year and you get save opportunities, you got to kind of use him. When he was their closer, you know, I'm going to use, I set these things up. And actually, let me take one more opportunity here because someone was trying to ask me about this. And the window the last time was all smushed down. So I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. These are my usage records. And, you know, I'm going to do, you know, I'll just do another video sometime. But you see, this is like the full season. This is each. I'll go in a little more depth in another video, but this is each series 1 through 18. And so, like Verlander, this is for Detroit. He starts. He's a starter for every series, but you got Sanchez. Sanchez was hurt for a period of time, about the middle of the season. So Matt Boyd came in and started for a bit, and Derek Norris did, and then he's back to Sanchez as the second starter. But you know, really, I'd say Fulmer is more like their second starter, but he didn't really get a start in the season until the third week, so that's why he's kind of like in the fifth hole here. But as you can see, as you go down through here, each of the positions, and I just try and gauge. So you can see here, like right field, JD Martinez, he will be coming back after the next series because he was hurt from week 10. Well, game 82 through game about 118, he was hurt. So that's what I'm trying to do is kind of bring in the rosters the way they were. Hopefully that gives it the best chance of playing out in a fashion that would be representative of the team itself. So that's just the way I do it. To each their own. Someone might just want to play with the set as it comes, like the base set, and just throw in some extra players when there's injuries that are generated. So anyway, if you could smack like for me, I'd love it. You know, it's not a big deal either way, but you know, it's kind of nice to see the video up there getting love from people. Okay, Brandon, thank you. Best, yeah, baseball demos. You know, your puns are a thing of legend at this point. So I know it's a really tough reputation to live up to. You know, I'm a fan of the dad joke, so you know I will throw in my occasional groaner, but you know everybody. Well, let's just say not everybody likes them. I'm a fan of it. Usually, you can get away with it on a YouTube channel, especially when you're trying to be relatively clean. You know, I haven't always been the cleanest speaker on here that I would like to be, but it's usually relatively mild ugly words. So like I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but all right, if you hit the like, I appreciate it. If you don't, that's cool. We'll be back for probably more baseball here pretty soon. I just figured it's a good night for it. I'm getting my dice tower tomorrow. Maybe I'll play one tomorrow. I might play one tomorrow night. I'm getting my dice tower. It's kind of nice to have some new toy to play with. So, good night. God bless you all. Hope you sleep well and keep rolling your projects. As always, feel free if you want to put comments about your projects or about this project or questions about the game here, or you can go over to Facebook, and the Tabletop Baseball Plus Facebook group is another great place to do it. Lots of fellow fans. If Tabletop Earl, or I don't get to it, someone will almost certainly toss an answer in there to help you out. So, good night and see you soon.